One Piece chapter 1167 is absolutely insane with the early and extended spoilers. I'm bringing everything here, and man, this one is going to blow your mind. But hey, before we dive into this wild content, you already know what to do, right? Check if you've already dropped that like on the video. It helps the channel grow like crazy and tells YouTube to deliver this content to even more nakamas. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications. That way, whenever new spoilers or analyses drop, you'll be the first to know. In the previous chapter, we saw Harold making a request. Now we're seeing the results of that choice. Harold started actively collaborating with the world government. He received a direct mission: intercept pirates and assist Marines. And here's a mind-melting connection. During a mission to intercept a pirate ship drifting in a dense fog, Harold starts gaining a terrifying reputation. He becomes known as a monster among the mist. The spoiler literally states that this leads to rumors about a colossal entity called the Florian Triangle. Guys, remember the ending of Thriller Bark? Those giant shadowy silhouettes with glowing red eyes that Luffy and the crew saw in the fog? Everything suggests that the urban legend of those creatures, or that phenomenon, began or is directly connected to Harold's actions at that time. Oda stitching together plot threads from over 10 years ago as usual. Topic 2. The Hierarchy of the Holy Knights, Divine Blade. Now let's talk structure, because this massively expands the lore. Harold got promoted. He became a Divine Blade of the world government. The text confirms this is the lowest rank, the first level of a Holy Knight. This explains so much. Gunko, who we saw back in the God Valley incident, also held this rank. That's why Gunko and Shamrock were interested in recruiting Loki. Because his father, Harold, had once been a Divine Blade, they saw potential in the sun. And there's more. Harold is summoned by the Gorosei and receives the Sea of the Surface, seal on his arm. The system works in 3 levels. Level 1, Surface, where Harold and Gunko were. Level 2, Depths. Level 3, Abyss, with Abyss being the highest. My bet? The Gorosei carry the Abyss seal, which could imply that this level is tied to not aging or straight-up immortality. That's probably why the Holy Knights do age. They haven't reached the Abyss level yet. Only as Gorosei would they attain that. Meanwhile, Gunko is likely different because she probably serves as a vessel for Emu. Now pay close attention, because this is the most controversial part of the spoiler. We jump to around 15 years ago. The world was already deep into the Great Pirate Era after Roger. We see the Holy Knights' headquarters. Harold meets Garling Figurland, who hands him a special Den Den Mushi. But here comes the shocker. In Mary Geois, Harold is introduced to Shanks and Shamrock. The spoiler says Shanks had just accepted the letter of the Sea of the Surface and joined the Holy Knights. He carried the level 1 seal on his arm. Apparently, he was accepted immediately thanks to his absurd talent and lineage, rivaling Shamrock, who was an up-and-coming star in the Holy Land. But hold on. Don't burn Shanks yet. The text makes it clear. Shanks' real goal was espionage. He wanted to gather information about Mary Geois and the world government. He was infiltrated. And now the puzzle clicks. Remember Fisher Tiger's escape? The spoiler reveals that during the escape, a masked Holy Knight cut the chains and freed him. Although Shanks treats Harold coldly in front of the others to maintain his cover, every sign points to Shanks being the one who freed Fisher Tiger. And a big visual detail, Shanks had his left eye covered with bandages. Not a pirate eye patch, just medical bandages, meaning the wound from Blackbeard was still fresh at that time. Back in Elbaf, we get the family drama that shaped the current villain. Ida, the mother, becomes gravely ill. They need an outside healer, and Hajrudin is the one sent to fetch help. However, when Loki discovers this, he becomes furious. He attacks his own mother's village, believing she was poisoned. Loki declares that Ida is his only mother. And one final hint in the spoiler, we'll get an appearance from King Neptune at some point, probably tied to this Fisher Tiger flashback. To help you keep track, tomorrow, Wednesday, full and detailed summary. Thursday, the chapter translated by the scans and my narrated chapter. Sunday, official release on Manga Plus. And the best news, no break next week. The pace is insane. What did you think about Shanks being technically a Holy Knight? Genius or traitor? Drop a comment saying Shanks Infiltrado so I know you watched until the end. Don't forget that like, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and thank you so much for hanging out. See you next time. Valeu.